Hey gang, Joyce with Skipping Calves Farms here. Oops, almost dropped the camera or the phone. Um, well, my marching orders this morning, I'm gonna continue doing some weed eating. So this is outside my perimeter fence. This is the second or third time that I've weed eated. This is the section that I weed eated a few days ago. That was mostly grass, and I stopped here at these two stumps, and I think that's a sweet gum, and I think this is a wild cherry. And cut them back to stumps. They grew out. I cut the branches back last year and piled them up next to the stump, and they're growing again. I may rethink whether I want to keep these stumps alive or not, but for now I've got to finish weed eating along the front. You'll see this plant here. This is a little mulberry tree. So I weed eated around it, and hopefully with the other trees, and this was kind of a little bit of an opening, a natural opening after I got rid of these two trees. Hopefully this little mulberry over the next few years will get bigger and be another source of food for me and my critters. So as I turn around, this is what I'm looking at. I wish I had taken a picture before I got started, but somebody made me aggravated this morning, and I just came out here and whacked the crap out of stuff. Did some weeding in the garden, and then came out here with the electric weed eater and started getting rid of some negative energy. Good way to do it. Work is a good thing for that. No wonder weeding is such a kind of a satisfying process, but this is what we're looking at here. Those weeds are all 3 to 4 foot tall. You can see right there, from there to there is almost 6 foot. So from there to there is about 3.5 foot. So I've got a bit of weed eating to do, and hopefully, Lord willing, I'll be able to get all the way down to the corner there. Now, up closer to that black oak, it's not so bad. It's mostly just privet. But there's a lot of goldenrod in here, and I want to get rid of the goldenrod before it goes to seed. There's also a number of really nice giant ragweed plants, and I'm just breaking them off at the ground and storing them over here. Why am I doing that? Because the sheep love it. And I'll just take these, pile them up here. When I'm done, I'll go and I'll set them over there. That's a little intermediate rise. It's about the highest place inside my property perimeter fence, and that's also a part of my property that gets shaded earliest from these trees. So after they're finished grazing midday, the sheep will come over here and rest and ruminate and chew their cud. So I'll put some of this ragweed down there, and it'll give them a nice little snack to chew on. So that's what we're looking at. So far I have been able to cut back on the goldenrod. I've talked about that multiple times. It doesn't like disturbance. Nothing will eat it. It's good for the pollinators, but there's goldenrod everywhere here, so I don't need to worry about my bees as far as that's concerned. And there's a lot more of it outside the fence than inside the fence, and that just goes as a testimony. It's something that I learned actually from going to a presentation from Greg Brandt up in Catawba, Virginia. He knows an awful lot about vegetation. It's the one thing I really know very little about. So I'm going to just walk in there and break off the ragweed, and throw it over here in the pile, and then we'll weed eat all of that, and hopefully I'll feel better when I'm done. Right now, it's been a long morning, so with that, gang, everything ebbs and flows. There's the yin and the yang, there's the light and the dark, there's the good and the evil. So with that, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing the dream.